You have 4 minutes.
All right. Do parents always know what is best for their child? When a parent says that they want to homeschool their child, are they making the right decision? After all, parents are the ones who teach their kids how to walk and talk. After all, they're the ones who are most interested in the child's education. Why shouldn't they be the ones to teach their child? Here's why. Homeschooling advocates will say that the parent should teach values and morals, not teachers. They say the child should not be hearing and seeing some of the things that are heard and said in public schools, mainly vulgar language and violence. Now that's all fine and dandy, but isn't the point of school to prepare the child for the real world? Language and violence are part of today's world. As for teaching, As for teaching morals, what's stopping parents? Just because a kid spends half the day in school doesn't mean that the parent can't take the other half of the day to teach their kid whatever it is they want to teach them. And when faced with the question, what about socialization, homeschooling advocates often respond with stories of how their children are involved in many extracurricular activities, Boy Scouts, church groups, and the like. But according to, I'd like to quote Gillian Bowditch, who is a correspondent for the Sunday Times of London, home educators who claim that their children have plenty of friends and social contacts miss the point. School is a child's first taste of independence. Grant Prick, now a writer for the Chicago Tribune, wrote, "I could never get away from my teacher, and the principal always came home at night." Bob Chase, president of the National Education Association, wrote in a letter to the Wall Street Journal, "Public education represents a slice of reality that goes beyond participation in 4-H activities, ballet classes, and church socials. It is a preparation for the real world that all students will have to face, whether they are leaving the security of a school or their parents' home." Public school is not a bad thing. It represents what you're going to have to do in life. If a parent just magics away all the troubles, how is that preparing them? Another reason for homeschooling is the stunning success stories. When you read a newspaper article about homeschooling, all you see are the child geniuses like Ruth Lawrence, who graduated Oxford at 12 years old. All you hear about are the kids reading books from double their age level. What you don't hear about are the kids being abused and neglected. What you don't read about is a little boy in Missouri, whose story is told by his former teacher, Carol Kennedy. This boy was in our school in the 4th and 5th grade and had behavioral problems. His parents never had an interest in his education. They'd miss parent-teacher conferences, they'd drop him off at concerts and then not pick him up. When he got to middle school, he had attendance problems. His parents got tired of the calls from the attendance office and announced that they were going to pull him out of school and teach him at home. Now his former friends say he's doing nothing all day. She refused to name the boy. What you don't hear about are stories like Benita M. Jax, who on January 10, 2008, was charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder in the deaths of her 4 daughters. The lack of supervision over this type of matter made it easy for Mrs. Jax to withdraw her children from school 1 year previously. The decomposing bodies were discovered an estimated 2 weeks after their deaths. Examiners found the eldest girl had been stabbed, the other 3 strangled. Mrs. Jax denies responsibility, saying the children died in their sleep and were possessed by demons. Do we really want people like this teaching the children of America? Which time do I have?
10 seconds.
All right, how about
Okay. So at this time, I think we need to change the resolution, because Chris, you're obviously against homeschooling.
Yeah.
Okay. So Taylor, can you please write down homeschooling is not as beneficial? There we
I thought
go.
they were the pro side, so that
That's fine. So it's not as beneficial. Got it. Okay. So now, the con team. Would you like any prep time?
No.
Okay. Then you have 4 minutes.
I try never to let my schooling get in the way of my education. This phrase was made famous by Mark Twain and could be the motto for homeschooling. The current belief is that homeschooling is not as beneficial as public school, and we would like to show you otherwise. We strongly believe that homeschooling is a legitimate and productive form of education, and we can back up our reasoning with 4 main points. My 2 points are students of homeschooling are academically superior to students of public school. and I'll share with you an interview I took of a homeschooled student. According to HSLDA, the average homeschool student scored higher than the average public school student by 30 to 37% in all subjects on standardized tests, scoring in the 82nd percentile in reading, the 70th percentile in math, and the 81st percentile for language arts at the high school age. Another study in South Carolina performed by the NCHE showed 92% of homeschooled students scoring above the national average for their grade level in math and 93% scoring at or above grade level in reading. This is in a state where public school SAT scores are second to last in the country. The United States Department of Education states that a quarter of homeschool students, when enrolled in public school, were enrolled one grade or more above their age level peers. This is possible because homeschooling can be tailored to each individual student. Public school would never be able to accomplish this task. Albert Einstein explains the concept of public school very well. It is in fact nothing short of a miracle that modern methods of instruction have not yet entirely strangled the holy curiosity of inquiry. In short, public school does not allow students to follow their curiosities and to explore their curiosities and follow their intuition. The author of How to Get Your Kids a Real Education With or Without School, Amy Silver, explains why this is so. Subjects are artificially separated from one another. They present a parade of decontextualized data year after year that bears little or no relationship to the child's world beyond the abstract world of the classroom. Then she goes on to explain homeschooling's remedy for this situation. Homeschoolers understand and retain what they learn because the relationship between information and the world, their world, is so transparent. Even when homeschooling parents do act like traditional teachers, they tend to relate information to the child's world naturally and automatically. Homeschooling isn't just about numbers and high scores, though. It gives you an understanding of the world around you, a true education. Another benefit of homeschooling is that it allows students to gather a true education at their own pace, honoring the student's natural timing. Students learn different skills at different times. I learned to read very early, but I had a lot of trouble in math. If I had been homeschooled, I would have been able to focus on math more than reading in order to catch up. But I went to public school where I had to focus on both subjects with the same intensity. My friend Tony Buffalini learns the same way that I do, but he was homeschooled from a very early age. Tony would have been a student at North Allegheny High School, or at North Allegheny, but his parents chose to raise him in a safe homeschool environment. Tony wakes up around 8 every morning, attends a few classes from PA Cyber School, and finishes around 1 or 2 p.m. His parents used to do all the teaching, but as he advanced and grew very intelligent, scoring in the top 20 percentile on his PSSAs, he began attending more advanced online classes. Homeschooling is very flexible and you can advance at your own pace. There are no limitations to classes you can take. If it's out there, it's at your fingertips. Tony goes into more detail by saying, homeschooling has allowed me to pursue what really interests me and avoid all the nonsense that is required in public school. I could either go to Nash and take wood shop or manufacturing if I really wanted to. I have no limitations. Tony even earns college credits for the classes he takes at home. This is very similar to our AP classes. He is only 16, but he has enough credits to attend college next year if he wishes. But this is the surprising part. He doesn't want to go to college yet. Tony is very socially active. I met him through NA Soccer.
Time is up. Okay, at this time we have crossfire between the first two speakers. Would either team like prep time? Pro or con team? Would you like 30 seconds?
30
prep?
seconds.
Okay. Or con team takes 30 seconds.